it can be really difficult to get answers from your doctor because your hormone system is so complicated. And this is why when you go to a holistic doctor, they're going to be able to give you more answers. And I'm going to try to break it down for you very simply. If you look at this chart, we have in the dark blue with kind of white lettering, we have what the organ is. And then underneath it is an example of the hormones released. So just take a look at that whole chart. Those are just examples of some of the hormones. Those are not all the hormones that those organs are responsible for. There's a lot more going on. Every time your doctor wants to find out something, they need to do some kind of blood test or something for you. So let's just look at the pineal gland. You might be at the top right. You might be familiar with melatonin as a supplement. Well, your pineal gland is designed to release melatonin. How do you tell your pineal gland? What tells your pineal gland to release melatonin? Darkness. It's going to need 1 to 2 hours of darkness to start releasing melatonin. If you are on your computer and on your phone and you have the bright white light like you're probably looking at right now, that tells your pineal gland to create serotonin, which is your wake up hormone. Okay, so there you go. Pineal gland triggered by something in nature. So all of these organs in your body are designed perfectly to work when you work with it in a way that nature intended. You have underneath the pineal gland, the thyroid and parathyroid, the stomach, under that, the pancreas, under that, the kidney, under that, testes for men. And then you go to the other side. You have the uterus on the bottom left for women, the ovary and placenta for women. You have the adrenal glands, which is for everybody. Your adrenal glands are your stress glands in your body, and they will actually communicate with other hormone organs in your body and tell them what to do. If you are overstressed, your adrenal glands get depleted and they get tired and you get exhausted. A lot of people are going to blame their thyroid for their exhaustion when it's really the adrenal gland. Your liver gets stressed. It helps detoxify the body. It can get super stressed with all the toxins. Your thymus gland also has hormones related to it. That is related to your immune system. Go above that, you have your pituitary gland. I want to bring your attention to the second one in. It's called TSH. You might, if you've had a thyroid test, had your TSH tested. That stands for thyroid stimulating hormone. It is TSH stimulates the hormone in the thyroid. So it actually comes in your brain and it's pointing down to your thyroid and saying, you need to release more hormones. So a lot of doctors will do the test on the TSH. And if it's not working properly, then they determine that they need to put something in your system to stimulate that TSH to release to the hormone in your thyroid. Now, keep in mind, there's a lot more thyroid going on than what's in this chart. Okay, going to the top, you have other hormones there as well. So it can be really complicated to figure out everything that's in here. And the way that they do it classically is they don't specifically ask the organ, hello organ, what do you need? No, I'm going to share with you how to do that later, because anything in here can cause anything else, because there is this intricate system of communication. And sometimes the one size fits all solution is your TSH, your T3, T4, taking a thyroid medication, and you start feeling better. But if that is not taking care of the underlying issue, you're going to have more problems later. So how do they figure that out? You have to do a blood test, and if you've had a blood test, each of those little vials usually tests just a couple of things. And so you saw all the hormones in there. How could you possibly test all of those? You would need so many vials. And frankly, insurance companies will tell you, you can do this or you can't do this. We'll pay for this. We won't pay for this. And they keep it very simple on the biggest bang for your buck, for their buck. So they're going to say you can only do a few of these typically. So everybody who takes insurance has to operate within the guidelines of the insurance companies. Okay, so it's just the way the system is set up. Now, something that is often overlooked because they're looking directly at the blood, right? They're like, what is in the blood? I'm pointing to my arm. What is in the blood? what hormones are in the blood, what's released in the blood. Well, to back it up a little bit, your nutrients are what's needed to feed your organs, right? Your organs are fed by nutrients. Your nutrients are ingested through food, ideally. Now, there's a problem that most people have that is overlooked often, and that is your digestive system, which is right here. Your digestion starts in your mouth with your saliva, which breaks down the food. It goes down your esophagus and then into your stomach. A lot of people are taking antacids. You actually need the acid in your stomach to break down your food. There's got to be a balance in there to break it down. If you're getting the acid reflux and you're suppressing the acid, you're having a digestive issue. That little green picture, that little green thing on that picture, that is your gallbladder. A lot of people have their gallbladder removed. Your gallbladder is the main organ for breaking down proteins and fats. You need proteins as a building block in your body. And somebody who's classically medically trained will say, but your pancreas provides the breakdown of the protein and the fats. It doesn't do as good a job as the bile from the gallbladder. And thankfully, you can replace that bile from your gallbladder. So if you have had your gallbladder removed, you need to replace the bile from that. Otherwise, you're just going to have problems with digestion. It just is. So you have your stomach, you have your gallbladder releases bile to help break down fats and proteins. Your proteins are your building blocks in your body. You need healthy fats in your body as well. You're then going to have, and I am blanking on it right now as I'm presenting this, but your spleen releases enzymes that help break down carbohydrates. I wanted to say pancreas. Anyway, one of those two breaks down, okay? So then that's going to release and break down your foods, and then it goes from there. See that all scrunchy thing at the very kind of near the bottom? That's your small intestines. Your small intestines is where you absorb all the nutrients that were just broken down by your stomach, as well as the enzymes and the bile. Breaking it down so that you can absorb it into your body. So they'll absorb. Then whatever's left over goes out as waste. See that little kind of it's going around the small intestines? That is your colon, and that's where if you're constipated, you got a problem in there. If you've got loose stools, you got a problem in there. So that is your digestive system, and to have that work well, some attention needs to be given to it, and not the suppression attention where you're taking drugs to give yourself strong bowels and you're taking drugs to make sure you don't have acid reflux. If you're suppressing on there, you are limiting your body's ability to ingest nutrients. Now, there's some things that our world has that interferes with your ability to do this. If you've been off balance for a long time, there's a good chance that you've got virus in there somewhere, bacteria in there, in your digestive system. You've got too many chemicals in there. Most of us have too many chemicals in there just because there's chemicals in our food, water, and air. You can't get away from it. You can lead the cleanest life and you are still going to be exposed in today's day and age. So what some people will do, they'll do a stool test. That's usually a functional medicine doctor test where they can actually tell in there some of the problems, because it's not going to test everything, but it can get some answers for you that you can address. And some people prefer this to what I'm going to share with you next, which is muscle testing. We use quantum response testing. There's different styles of muscle testing, but what those are designed to do, what this is designed to do is to listen to your body and to test all your organs in your body and find out what's going on. Now, here's an interesting aspect about this type of testing. It's non-invasive, and it's important for your practitioner to listen to what you say, because all of this, everything that you say, can indicate and determine something in that incredibly complicated system that something's wrong. It could be you're expressing anger a lot. Might be your liver needs some extra support. You're exhausted. It could be your adrenal gland. could be, it's probably your stomach. So we usually start with the digestive system because your stomach is really important. And when you start absorbing your nutrients, everything can start working. Everything can start working. You're not sleeping, maybe we test your pineal gland and see what that is. And what we do, and there'll be a link to this, is we ask specifically, what does your body need? And I think it's really important to state again that what you say and what your experience is incredibly important, and nothing is unimportant in your experience. Nothing is unimportant in your experience. It's all important so that we can put together a system for your body, because as many individuals as there are, there's that many ways that you can have a short circuit somewhere in the system, and we take care of it. That picture of all the chemicals and or the little bacteria and stuff that can be in your body. Detoxification. This is a detox foot bath. And what it does is it triggers the release and supports the release of these toxins from your body. And because a lot of us, we have it stuck. So this helps reopen that. Something else we'll do is we'll start working on your GI tract and your absorption. There's also looking at your digestive system. So really fixing your ability to digest fats, your protein, your carbohydrates, right? Like all these need support in there, as well as making sure your entire intestinal tract gets support. And each of these organs, which are on here, and it's not all the organs in your body, but each of these organs needs support, needs help, can be affected by any of those interferences with your body. So it's really time to listen to your body. The more that you can listen to your body and understand how your specific body works, the better it is for you. And so if you can be an investigator in your body and go in and figure out what is happening with my body and what does that mean? So instead of I have acid reflux, so I'm going to suppress it, it's I have acid reflux. So how can I make this work better? So I don't need to suppress it so that my body can digest everything that I put in it, and making sure that I put things in it that it can digest. And everybody's different about this. Some people can drink wine and get great, and other people, they have to give up wine. There's no way to know until you know. And so you look at all the clues about what's going on in your body, and you can do that specifically using muscle response testing. And I'm going to have a link for you next in how to do that. So I want to state that your experience is valid. What you want is valid. And yes, your body was designed to work well. And so it can work well. Reach out to me if you have any questions. And I hope this helps you understand that you can take care of your body and help it work better and feel better. There's a short video here about a little bit about muscle testing, and there'll be a link from that one to a bigger information about muscle testing. And then over here is a video about your digestive system and what you can do to help it.